Ladies and gentlemen, it's evident. Change is needed. Over the last 50 years, we lost over 2/3 of the world wildlife population. 1 million species are at risk of extinction. In 2019, we saw a record in carbon emissions. I will share a story why I believe change is possible, and also share my story on my journey as an investor and asset manager. 25 years ago, the understanding and need for change was not widely recognized. It was a selected group of investors and NGOs that were talking about sustainable investments. Back then, there was only one stakeholder, and that was the shareholder. Today, few believe that there is only one stakeholder. Today, most people recognize that companies depend on society and they need to care about their impact on society. There is multiple stakeholders. 25 years ago, we started divesting from companies with a negative impact on society. Increasingly, we invested in companies with solutions to the climate change, solutions to other global challenges. Today, I'm going to speak more about the companies in the middle. It's in the middle we find most companies. It's where most of the capital invested. And they need to change. And we, as investors, we engage with these companies in order to help them build a better strategy for tomorrow. 5 years ago, we had the Paris Agreement. 5 years ago, we had the Sustainable Development Goals. They are a very useful framework in order to understand what we mean by sustainable development. This, extreme weather events and progress of science have helped more people realize why the climate risk is one of the greatest risks facing humanity today. And the companies in the middle, they need to change. And our experience is that if we work together as investors, we can create a better impact and have a better dialogue. Working in alliances like the Climate Action 100+, we bring about change together with the companies. If we look at coal companies, investments in coal are being discarded. The cost of capital for coal companies has increased. Oil companies are really assessing climate risk in their portfolios. Oil and gas companies are increasingly investing in renewables. There is a massive shift of capital into the green economy. Money talks. Change is possible. So investors and corporates are working together in building companies fit for tomorrow. But a sustainable company fit for tomorrow also need sustainable rules and regulations. And that's why we also depend on governments. Governments, of course, contribute to and set the rules and regulations. They are also, in many cases, important investors and capital owners. And it's the cooperation between investors, companies, and governments. It's in that cooperation we really can create change. I'll share with you 2 recent examples. The first one is on deforestation. We have been working on deforestation for several years. This summer, we, together with a set of other institutional investors, sent a letter to the Brazilian government, highlighting the fact that increased deforestation put our investments at risk. The response was overwhelming. There is now a dialogue with the Brazilian government, Congress, and central bank. Brazilian companies have raised their voice, making the same claims vis-à-vis their own government, and other investors are joining this initiative. So Money talks. Change is possible. The other example is our climate strategy. Yes, it builds on scientific consensus. We tighten the standard of high emitters. We increase investments in solutions. But one of the elements I wanted to refer to is lobbying. Clearly, lobbying against climate change is not cooperation. We want to avoid companies that lobby against regulation on climate. What have we seen? More companies are now reviewing their lobbying activities. More investors are looking at how they can incorporate lobbying. A lot of capital is shifting into green solutions. Money talks. Solutions are there. Change is possible. Clearly, solutions and engagement is important to us. But for us, sharing our experience is also very important. We strongly believe that sharing and being transparent will help us create change faster, and we will be more profitable if we do so. So I hope our work can serve as an inspiration. Money talks. Change is possible.